it's your girl Michelle, and I've seen this hairstyle going around Pinterest and I wanted to give it a go with a bit more fullness, and these clip-ins came at the perfect time. Their packaging is always on point. I was sent the Kinkistry Calistics clip-ins, 16 to 18 inches, and a few helpful tools to help me create an effortless style. I'm using two products from the Hydro Luxe Hair Care System collection line, the conditioner and an anti-itch serum. I started off with the conditioner and then sealed it with the oil to prep my hair for hydration and manageability while recreating this style. So of course I first started with my hair parted in half. I know it could be time consuming, but for me personally, I prefer to have my braids in the back laying neat. So to keep everything neat, I braid the first braid all the way to the end and then start a second braid, braiding it halfway and then grabbing the first braid that I brought and then grabbing it into the second braid and then bringing it all the way down and then repeating the same process until I reach the end. So I just simply crocheted the last tail of the braid. I just crocheted it into any of the braids that I can actually crochet it into. Like, this part doesn't have to be complicated. Just make sure that the hair, the braiding tail of that braid is not going anywhere. Just make sure it's secure and you're good to go. I do highly recommend laying out your clip-ins and playing with the width of each to fit your head shape before you start applying them to your hair, and you might need to use less or more than me, who knows. Now I'm going to braid the front, and the front felt somewhat challenging, but I figured out a simpler way to start. So start by creating the first part slightly to the side and then the second part the same way. You want to make sure that when starting in the middle to create the sideways parts that you start thin, because that braid should be thin and then expand as you go out. Yeah, so just make sure that the parting is in alignment, make sure everything is neat, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. If your natural baby hairs don't just lay out as such, then what I recommend is applying some gel or a jam just to smooth your hair. It just makes the look in the front just look super clean and so well put together. You can pull out some temporary edges, like you know, just a little. You don't want a lot. Like, you want this look to be very natural, obviously a protective style, but you want it to look as natural and beautiful and clean as possible. You don't want too many baby hairs out. That is just so like, that era needs to be done already. But yeah, you see how the braid in the front is very thin and then it expands out, and then I'm just going to continue the process the same way. Make sure it's thin at the root and then expand out, and you see this coming together, honey. Look at that. So I'm on the last two braids. This is an important part of this hairstyle. The last two braids are going to be used to cover the tracks. But like I said, when it comes to the clip-ins, I recommend that you lay out your clip-ins. So if it's like 5 clips on each, and you have 2 pairs of that, then lay those out, lay the next amount of clips on the weft out, and then so forth. This just helps to make everything a lot easier. It helps you to understand which clip-ins to reach for, and it just makes it a lot more quicker to get your style already ready for whether you're going to work or going out. So I reached the top, and the top, obviously you want it to look seamless, so I took one weft with 1 clip on it and applied that to the very top, and then I took another weft with 1 clip on it and applied that to, I believe, would be enough for me to kind of like get the rest looking neat. Now I'm going to take these braids out, the last 2 anchors, and I'm just going to blend it and let you guys watch the magic unfold before your very eyes. Your girl is done, and I just want to say that I hope you guys have been inspired by this style, and if you have, please leave your comments and love in the comment box below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.